T. Clark here, and this video is going to go over the 2016 AP Computer Science A FRQ number 2C. So 2C, it's been a few days since I did 2A and 2B, but 2C is separate, so I don't think I have to think about those as much. So I have a system log class that represents a list of log message objects. So the system log will provide a method that removes and returns a list of all log messages that properly contain a given keyword. So I have a message list, which is now an array list. Remember, we're not doing lists anymore. We're only using array lists of log messages. Log message is my type. And what am I going to do? The messages in the return list appear in the same order in which they originally appeared in the system log. If no message properly contains the keyword, an empty list is returned. Okay, so that's going to be kind of troublesome because the messages have to be in the same order. Talk about that later. And then if nothing's there that matches the keyword, then nothing's is empty list. So I have system log and I have message list. I don't have to worry about. I'm going to use this, but I don't have to worry about setting it up. And then I have this remove messages, which will remove an array list, like I already have set up over here, of log messages. Let's see, I think, was I able to do this last time where I scooted this over, then I had more room to type? I think that's what I did. Because JuiceMind doesn't let me minimize the left navigation yet, the file stuff. Okay, that is actually a little bit better. So entries in the return list probably contain the keyword and are in the order in which they appear in the system log. And then okay, so I have the system log. Okay, it says to write the system log method, which returns the system log all entries. So I have, what do I have? I have a message list. It's already populated. So this is already set up, I think. So message list, that's what I was thinking about just a second. So assume that the log in this is a system. What's the log? Is a system. Okay, so the log is probably from my main. I'm not gonna worry about it. But okay, so it contains in the message list already. So this is already set up. This is in the message list set up. We don't have to worry about setting it up. So that's it from the message list. Does it say? Message list anywhere? It doesn't say message list. Interesting. So the call remove messages would return a new list, and then the message list would still have this in it. Okay, so assume that log messages class works as defined. You must use contain words. Okay, so that's what I was thinking about as well. So I use contains word, remove message. Okay, so I'm assuming that all messages, the current messages, so like this data would be in message list. So message list is set up with that information inside of it. And then I have to write the code that finds the correct keyword, in this case, disk, and returns it. And it has to be added in order. Okay, so I'm going to start my my code right here. I'm not going to look at this stuff down there because that has nothing to do with it. So basically, I have to return an array list of log messages. So that's the first thing I write. I say array list of log messages. That's my result. And I'm going to set it up as a new array list, bracket, bracket, print, print. Oh, there we go. And then at the end, I'm going to return that result. So result is what I'm going to add this information into. Oh, no. This information, yeah. So I'm returning this list, and then this stuff is remaining in the message list. So I'm going to loop over the message list. For int I equals 0, I less than message list dot size, because we're doing array list, and then I plus plus. And notice I'm going in order here. I'm going in order from 0 to the end because it told me that it should be in the order they originally appeared in the system log. So because of that, I have to do some fancy stuff. I think I can do it both ways. Yeah, I'll do it both ways. I think I'll do it this way first, though. So I have to look for and see if the current message. So I'll say that as my current message log message current equals message list dot get I. So I get my current one. And now I just see if the current one contains the keyword. So what do I have? I'm going to look at the, I don't have it. Sometimes there's a box that has the methods I can use. So it doesn't have that, but so I have to look at it and see what I have from the original one. So that's the last one. So look at my log message. I'm going to look at my log message over here, actually. See what I have. Because sometimes they give me a box of the methods I can use. Apparently not this time. So I have the log message constructor and I have contains word. Okay, so I have contains word. I'm going to use that. So I'm going to say, oh, is this what I just recently wrote? Interesting how it's highlighted. I may have messed up some stuff though. If the current log message dot contains word, double check, is that the method contains word? Okay. And then is the keyword from my parameter list. So if it contains the keyword, let's finish this up. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to move it. Basically, I'm going to take it out of the message list. So I'm going to remove it and I'm going to add it to the result. So I'll just add it to the result first. Result.add the current one that I just got, which is the .getI. And then to remove it, I need to do message list dot remove and then the index I, and double check, do I use the index or do I use the current one, log, and remove needs the index. So yeah, so remove I. And then because I'm removing I, that shifts everything over, so I need to go backwards and double check it. So I'm going to do that I minus minus right there because I'm going in order here. So let's see if I got it. Or my main might not even be good. Or it might not even run. Okay, here we go. Something might be happening. Or not. Okay, here we go. So remove message should be web serve, disk offline, server 2, and then server 1. Okay, it looks like I got that. And the remaining message should be client 3, login failures, server 1, and then web server. Okay, it looks like it's working, except my main is doing some weird stuff. I'll fix that later, but it looks like it works. Okay, so that was if I was going in order. If I wanted to do it backwards, so I'm going to do almost the same thing, but backwards. So I'm going to cut this out for now. I'll save it down here because this was actually working fine. If you decide to go backwards, so like I say, for int I equal, when you remove, you want to go backwards. Message list dot size minus 1, I is greater than or equal to 0, I minus minus, I forget type. Okay, so when you remove, I like going backwards. So it's going to do the same thing. Get the log message current equals message list dot get I, and then I say if that current one dot contains word contains the keyword, then I'm going to add it to the result. And then if I add it to the result, it's going to be added backwards. So I'm going to add the current one backwards. And to fix that, I'm going to always add it to the beginning. So now, since I'm going backwards and I want to have it go in order, every time I add it, I'm going to add it to the front. That way it's going to be in order now. And then I'm going to say remove message list dot remove I. Then I don't have to worry about that I minus minus. So if I run it might take forever again. So this is how I add it to the front each time. If I'm adding in opposite order, and then there we go. So web servers first, then server 2, then server 1, and then client 3. Login, what is it? Server 1, there's server 1, and then web server. Okay, that looks like it's working. So either in order, go in order where you loop through it, get the current one, see if it contains a keyword, and then add it to the result just normally, and then remove it. But then you have to go back one if you remove something. So I minus minus there. Or you go, when you remove, you go backwards, and then you get the current one, you see if that contains a keyword, and then you add that current one to the front, and then you remove it. And you don't have to worry about I minus minus. Either way, you have to return result, and that's it. Have a good day.